Hermann Goerring was never employed at Daccau Prison in Germany. He cannot have been the person tried at Nuremberg for torturing homosexual males illegally detained in the jail when running the jail between December 1943 and June 1945. Regarding WW2 and Ricky O'Shea on trial at Nuremberg November 1945, died in 1946 in jail. Who was the person under employment contract with the job of running maximum security Daccau Prison in Germany as the prison governor, CEO, a dedicated full-time contracted employment position, like Mrs Davidson in prisoner cell block H for a bad example in December 1943 when neo-Nazis started to attempt to take the prison from the staff in a terrorism raid at gunpoint. Hermann Goerring was not the employed governor of the prison. The neo-Nazis took the prison after a gruesome 7-day gunfight, then caused the escape of all the inmates afterwards. Some escaped inmates recycled the dead guards and staff's clothing and pretended to be the staff of the prison they escaped from, until arrested by Brit troops in June 1945. The escaped inmates were assessed to see who looked like the dead guards and staff the most and who fit the uniforms. Then made over to look like the security images on the guards' identity tags by a professional award-winning film production crew. They scrubbed the blood stains out of the uniforms and patched up the bullet holes for the escaped inmates to use. The escaped inmates then started pretending to run the jail as if the new staff. Pretending to be the original staff when doing it, when the neo-Nazis started filling the jail with homosexual males illegally abducted from daily life in Germany. Including the surviving staff of the jail who were detained for being homosexual and died in the jail, stripped of their uniforms and identification. Hermann Goerring was not the governor, CEO of Daccau Prison when the neo-Nazis attacked it. He had nothing to do with the jail and wasn't working there. He never worked there in his lifetime. When escaped inmate O'Shea started pretending to be the man running the jail, he used Goerring's clothing and identity documents and was made over to look like photos of Goerring by the film production crew. Instead of using the identity of the person who was employed to run the jail when the neo-Nazis attacked it. They then pretended O'Shea on trial for crimes committed against the illegally detained homosexuals between December 1943 and mid-1945, when pretending to run the jail was Hermann Goerring on trial. Even though Goerring never worked at the jail in his life, they pretend he was tried at Nuremberg for crimes committed when running the jail for 18 months. Hermann Goerring had other jobs and commitments. They never bothered to fake Goerring quitting his job and commitments and deciding to take a job as Daccau Prison Governor, CEO in December 1943 first. They pretend Hermann Goerring was tried at Nuremberg for running the jail as if governor between December 1943 and June 1945, even though he never worked at the jail in his entire life. Goerring was never a paid employee of Daccau Prison at all. If he had worked there, he would have been on the Germany Prisons Corrections employee lists and got paid wages for it. He was held prisoner there in the jail in his thermal underwear the whole time O'Shea was pretending to run it, whilst pretending to be him. Like Goerring showed up and decided to do it for free one morning with no employment contract. No. There is a picture of the homosexual governor of the prison dead on the ground in the yard, before the prison was overcrowded with illegally detained homosexuals. Every other former inmate was pretending to be a member of the real staff after they were dead, in their uniforms and using their identities. Except O'Shea, who started pretending to be the man running the prison. He did not use the employed prison governor's uniform and identity, though. He randomly used Hermann Goerring's instead, who never worked there. The whole time they have pretended Hermann Goerring was O'Shea on trial at Nuremberg, they have never pretended Goerring took the job of prison governor. Same goes for Hesse, who was never a prison's corrections employee in Germany. Random people like Hesse and Goerring couldn't show up and assume any job they wanted on a whim for any reason. Like running jails. People needed qualifications, training, experience. Employment screening, interviews, contracts. Goerring never worked at Daccau Prison as if employed to do so, but they pretend he just arrived one morning and took over running it, at random. So they could pretend O'Shea on trial at Nuremberg was Goerring on trial for the crimes O'Shea committed when pretending to run Daccau between December 1943 and June 1945. Now watch the Nuremberg trials on YouTube with a fresh angle on it if you want to. They superimposed audio of Hermann Goering's name being read out during details of a charge O'Shea was being tried for being read. Then superimposed it over the man on trial O'Shea's name being read out during the proceedings. Altered the film and newsreels audio. Then broadcast the altered version out on the new television on repeat rotation in pirate broadcasts. With all instances of the person on trial, O'Shea's name, replaced with audio saying Hermann Goerring or Goerring. The O'Shea family is not getting Hermann Goerring's illegally withheld estate distributed to them because of mislabeled YouTube Nuremberg trial videos that exist.